YouTube, hey there, Casey Dimon, TaxSaleAcademy.com. Thank you so much for joining me as I record this week's episode of the Tax Sale Podcast. As always, you can check us out at TaxSalePodcast.com, where you can download us on your favorite podcasting platform, and you can listen on the go. Let's go ahead and record that audio podcast right now. Welcome to the Tax Sale Podcast, where tax sale investing is made easy. My name is Casey Dimon. I'm a tax sale veteran. I'm the leading tax sale expert. I'm the author of the Tax Sale Playbook. I'm the founder of the Tax Sale Academy, and I am your host right here on the Tax Sale Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on today's podcast. This is a completely free podcast that is brought to you through and because of the Tax Sale Academy. You can find more information about joining at TaxSaleAcademy.com. Today we're talking about selling your tax sale investments. Specifically, we'll talk about the new style of selling your tax sale investments. Now understand that these are just ideas, strategies, and suggestions that are working for me and many of my members. Every investor is different, and you should do what you are comfortable with. Now, when I first got into real estate, internet marketing did not exist. To market a property meant you would throw a sign in the yard. You would find local agents to discuss that property with and tell them all about it, hoping they would have a buyer. Maybe you would hold an open house or two, and then if it was particularly hard to sell, you would advertise it in a magazine. Well, none of those options are the most cost-efficient options any longer. In fact, although many people still utilize some of those methods, they are considered outdated by most people in the business. In comes this thing known as internet marketing. It provides us with the opportunity to put our property in front of millions and millions of potential buyers with just minutes of effort. And better yet, we can design our business around our lifestyle because of internet marketing, not the other way around. This will all make sense as I really start to dive into this topic. But picture this. You utilize the internet to begin marketing your properties. You market those properties similar to how a realtor would. You take photos, you put together a great description, you price your property correctly. These are all skills that you can learn if you don't know how to do them already. You can even get your property onto Zillow nowadays, for example. Hopefully you priced your property competitively, which means you would have entered the investment at a correct price initially, of course. And if you did all this correctly, you're going to gain interest from multiple buyers, and you'll begin receiving phone calls and emails asking for additional information or to put a contract together. Eventually you close and you move on to the next property. No signs, no showings, no headaches, just using the internet, the very thing you're on right now, to sell your tax sale investments. Now, we can take this a number of steps farther. Let's say that you follow these suggestions that I make to price your property low. You create attractive sales copy, and then you really market that property like crazy. That's going to produce many interested buyers, and then you can build a buyer's list based off of that data. You do this by simply asking the people who inquire about your property if they'd be interested in other similar properties. And if you advertise that property to the correct people and it's priced well, then they're going to agree 99% of the time. Now, over time, you can build a buyer's database of thousands of people. Using this database, you can easily send out an email to that list. You can sell your property, go buy another property, and do it all over again and just rinse and repeat. You can essentially put your tax sale investment business kind of on autopilot. Using that strategy, I've even been able to sell properties prior to leaving my seat to pay for that same property at an auction. Now, if that is too much work for you, we can take it a step farther and remove virtually all communication if that is what you desire, which for some people, dealing in large volumes, working a full-time job, or somebody in a similar situation might be exactly what they're looking for. They don't want to have any communication with their potential buyers, and that's acceptable for some people. Now, if you're willing to put forth the effort up front, you could create an entirely seamless, hands-off process. You'd simply buy the properties. You submit them to your website where you can notify interested buyers from your list via email or perhaps even through an automated text message that new properties are now available. They can click on that link, browse the photos, read through the facts and the description about the property, make payment or deposit directly to you through the website. Just like they're buying something off of Amazon. From there, I've seen a number of other things done. A virtual assistant might take over, for example, or you could even automate the contract process if you desire. You could forward that file then to a title company. You could also do this automatically, or you could close it yourself depending on your objectives. In the end, your marketing and your selling efforts were mostly limited to inputting the property onto your website, provided you have everything set up and ready to go at that point. The point here is that there are millions of ways to sell real estate. I've got a lot of very successful realtors who are friends of mine who still put signs in the yard. They hold open houses. They do all the old-fashioned type stuff. And while this will certainly work, you must understand there are much more modern ways to market your properties that will result in a much more efficient use of your time and a much faster turnaround. And not only that, it'll allow you to operate your business according to the lifestyle that you desire. If you don't want to speak to a buyer, then don't. If you don't want to show a property, then don't. If you do want to buy and sell real estate at 2 a.m., there are ways that you can do that. I'm a huge fan of building your business to operate it the way that you desire, so the end result is the lifestyle that you want. Use the power of the internet and all the resources at your disposal to create the business that you want to create for yourself, whether that be old school or super modern. The options are there, but understand that the new style of selling provides so many benefits. Start thinking outside the box. Figure out where you can become more and more efficient in your tax sale business. What can you do a little bit differently to help you design your business through the power of the internet to live the lifestyle that you desire? Hopefully this episode has helped you provide some ideas on how you can market your properties the modern ways that will allow you to sell properties faster, more efficiently, and ultimately make more money while enjoying life as you do it. If this episode has helped at all, please do us a huge favor and leave some positive feedback on whatever podcasting platform you are listening to us on right now. And for more information on strategies for success as a tax sale investor, just visit TaxSaleAcademy.com, where you can learn lots more about this topic and many other things when it comes to tax sale investing inside the Academy. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. We'll see you next time right here on the Tax Sale Podcast. Take care. Bye-bye.